I'm Renee Knorr, model, creative director, founder of Global Women Wealth Warriors, Wellness Hub, and GW3 Magazine. I dedicated my life and devoted my career into helping women and girls to achieving their goals. I've been passionate about empowering women and enriching men. This opportunity in working with the Global Women Wealth Warriors have afforded me the pleasure of traveling outside of the country to be a support unit, most importantly, to help impact and change lives. Our ultimate purpose is to help others to become whole from finance, spiritual, mental, as well as physical. We know there are challenges and obstacles to get you to the next level. However, it's time for you to level up, boss up, and welcome to Power to Soar. Renee Knorr. It's such a great honor to be able to raise funds for Living Beyond Breast Cancer organization.
Yes, thank you, Renee, very much for helping us to organize this event. It's for a beautiful cause, and it's always our pleasure to help people.
To what it is that you're doing. And one of the greatest gifts I'll say this morning, guys, I'm excited for everything that we've been able to achieve thus far. Last time I was on the call, I literally was in the airport traveling from Cleveland, headed on over to Fort Lauderdale, and then now I'm back in Atlanta, and that's just how we make things happen. And let's give it up for the ladies who definitely was able to join us last week. We had Miss Raquel Let Anderson alongside Malika Starr, as well as we had Miss Dina, who's in the house with us this morning. And then, of course, we have more of our phenomenal thought leaders that's going to be joining us as well. I want to talk about this today with you guys, because while we are here, we understand that our thoughts are our things, right? Not only is our thoughts our things, but also as thought leaders is how are you preparing yourself? How are you preparing yourself to have better outcomes and also a better relationship with life, not only with yourself, your family, your employees, but I would say this also, the relationship with God. We talked about that yesterday and realizing certain things, that how we do anything is how we should do everything. Born and raised, New Orleans, Louisiana. Absolutely, I love the foundation that our parents were able to provide for us. Unfortunately, neither one of my parents are here. They're in heaven right now, and I just continue on living. They continue to live through me. I'll say that, guys. I'm going to talk about certain things that's really going to help you today, not only the importance of becoming a thought leader, but also that visionary leader, the importance of really rapidly changing how the world sees you each and every day. If you haven't had a chance, I'm going to go ahead on and share this with you guys. I decided to go live on YouTube. And not only did I decide to go live on YouTube, because what I want to do is continue on helping others long after this room with the clubhouse closes. This information will continue on being able to be circulated throughout, not only through websites, but other channels. So therefore we can impact and empower others throughout the world. Grateful to be able to have an empowered organization to empower others. I'll say this, even in the space of being a catalyst, of being able to have positive change, I just want you to understand what's going to happen within the next 18 minutes. I'm going to share with you some 7 actionable steps to help you not only in your growth, but as a thought leader, how this is going to be able to significantly, I love that word, be able to really embrace you to also become even a global ambassador. An ambassador of Africa is truly where we've been able to embark upon. But I'll say this also, guys, change agents to social justice, as well as just being a change agent to humanity. That's something that is important as well. One of the things I realized I had to do before I stepped into, into the person that I am today, I had to change myself. I used to be so selfish, guys. Oh my goodness. And I realized that I had to have a come to Jesus call, right? I remember not being able to understand the importance of even giving myself to others. So once I became a mother, that's right, once I became a mother, that was one of the items that helped me to really start sharing and start caring for others differently. I had to learn a different language as well. Some of us probably have been guilty of that, being selfish towards themselves, or even just selfish in general. So I had to not only readjust some things in my life, but I had to also ask God for forgiveness, and I had to forgive myself for what I had to go through, guys. I had a quiet moment in my life, about 3 years, guys, 3 years of darkness. 3 years of darkness. And with those 3 years of darkness, I had to redefine and re-identify who Renee Knorr was. And instead of me just staying in the comfort, I said, you know what, let me push past what I was not able to do and realize the importance of making a difference in other people's lives. How many of you guys are those individuals today? How many of you all love making a difference in other people's lives? Put some hearts in the chat if I'm speaking to you. Let everybody know you absolutely love making a difference in other people's lives. And as I share with you guys, because the motherhood was the way to help me to embrace that. You know, I'm grateful that we have fatherhood, that, you know, some of the fathers that understand the importance of also embracing others. And also, guys, let's put this in the chat, because you always know I like to know where you're signing in from. You just never know who you can impact right in your very own neighborhood. Guys, if you're in the Breakfast with Champions, let's make sure you light up that chat. Let everybody know where you're signing in from, whether you're over there in Paris, whether you're in London, whether you're in Africa, whether you're right in Atlanta or New York City, or whether you may be, you know, over there in Malaysia. Let everybody know where you're signing in from, because that's another thing, guys. We need each other. We need each other. And so with the times that I had to take on in just expressing and learning myself, you know what I did, guys? I had to invest in myself. I had to reinvest in myself as well. These are some of the actionable items that you guys can do. So write this information down. Number one, I had to start relearning certain things. I started taking on different conferences and seminars. And literally, guys, when there was a conference that came into my neighborhood, I was right there, especially if it's something that I was, you know, really passionate about. So I literally started also I started expanding my horizon. I started being that learning agent, because I realized I didn't know everything. And remember this, guys, if you're the smartest person that's walking into the room, or you're the smartest person in the room, you probably need to go and enlarge yourself and get yourself into another room, so therefore you can learn something from other spaces. And that's what I did, guys. I made sure I put myself in spaces so therefore I could learn more, I could be more innovative, as well as I wanted to just enjoy how I can groom myself differently. One of the other things I was able to do, guys, and this is something I want you to embrace also, cultivate a growth mindset. Cultivate a growth mindset. Adapting to growth is something that you would want to do each and every day. Oh my goodness. You know, every day while we're in the process of right now reading some of the author's books. We just finished wrapping up with Malika Starr's book, Now That I Know Better. Prior to that, we did Miss Zoe Tillman. And even prior to that, we did even also Miss Kim Wash Phillips. We absolutely love reading. We are reading currently right now Miss Cassandra Webb's book. And what I realized, guys, embracing, you know, opportunities of realizing some areas that we probably have failed in the past, and taking those into ways that you can grow as well as excel. Remember, guys, it's no time for a setback. Always be ready for your comeback, all right? Always be ready for your comeback. I want to encourage you to not only have that cultural underneath your belt, but realizing the importance that we need you to always be sharp, and stay in a space where you can always be learning. That's important, guys. Always be learning. Perseverance in that space is always important too, and always understanding how you have to overcome some of those obstacles. Choosing resilience is important, guys. Choosing resilience. Number three, I say, is about developing a compelling vision. Now, you already know the visionaries that's here at the Breakfast with Champions. Go ahead and flash your mics. All the visionaries that's here with the Breakfast with Champions, guys. Not only is vision so important, we already know if you don't have vision, what do they say? The people will perish. So just because of the vision of Mr. Glenn Lundy, being able to also compliment Glenn Lundy, we have the visionary himself, Mr. Ramon Ray. And then the vision leaders we have within the house, of course, Miss Dora Maria, alongside with Christina. But guess what? You too. That's right. You too are a visionary leader. How many of you guys are so excited about where you're going in the next
I would say 3 to 5 years. How many of you guys are so excited because your vision is not only got you burning, you already know this is what's going to pull you through to take you through that next level of your, not only your thinking, but also to your next level of your greatness. So not only do you want to define your vision, you see a lot of people are lost in that space, guys. They're really lost in that space. You have to have clarity, guys. It is so important for you to write these visions down every day, every day. And then I would say this also, you have to recommit yourself to your visions. Thought leaders, staying committed is very, very important. I realize here with the Breakfast with Champions, this is number 4. We have built up a solid network, guys. We have an incredible community. Go ahead on in the chat right now, guys. Because of this community, let's give the community some 100s. That's right. I celebrate the Breakfast with Champions all the time. You know why? Because of Glenn Lundy telling me to get up on out of the bed at 5 a.m., guys, literally has changed my life. Guys, let's blow up the chat this morning because 100, that's what we need for you to give to yourself. 100% right across the board, guys. This community has not only enriched us, this community has also provided us to be change agents of the world. Because now we have access to so many incredible relationships. I'll say this, guys, being the founder of the Global Women Wealth Warriors, that is something that you want to build your foundation on. Being able to give others the resources, the relationships, and most importantly, opportunities. And do you feel that you've received that here with the Breakfast with Champions? I feel that you have. And you know what I would say this, guys? Opening up more doors, being able to make that impact. Where are all my impact visionary leaders with the Breakfast with Champions? I need you to put some eyes in the chat if you're that visionary impact leader. Number 5, I want you guys to understand right now what we've been able to do successfully is leverage technology. That's right, leverage technology. And not only have we been able to leverage technology, guys, we have been able to embrace some of these new social media. Right now, everybody's streaming on Threads. Threads is like the place, the playground right now. And we're so excited because it's something new. Whenever we get into something new, it's always important. I know Clapper, I think that was another one. And I know Mary Lynn, you could probably correct me on that. Also, what we know for sure, we're right here within the Clubhouse. How many of you guys were so nervous about the Clubhouse? I know I was, guys. I was like, what? They want me to come up on the stage? What is this thing, right? But look what it has evolved us to, guys. Look what we have now that we've been able to embrace technology. So not only is it important for you to embrace technology, guys, you want to also enjoy some of these social media apps, podcasts. Right now you're watching me on YouTube, and that's one of the reasons why I want to go live with you all. Plus, I have some visual items that you guys are just going to want to see. I enjoy giving things away. Being from New Orleans, Louisiana, not only do we enjoy giving things away, we love impacting others' lives. When you come home, whenever you come to visit New Orleans, you will not go away with a dull face. Not at all, guys. The music itself, jazz, the people, man, the great energy. And let's talk about the food. Come on now. Oh my goodness, from the gumbo, the shrimp etouffee, alongside with so many more of our seasonings. And, it's just a part of what we do. It's just part of what we do. So I'm coming to you with that flavor from New Orleans as well, guys. And I want you to understand the importance of relationships. Yes, in relationships, cherishing your relationships, it's everything. When you look at Glenn Lundy, when he first started with his whole Rise and Grind show, who was there with him? Mr. Scott Simon, alongside with several others, Mr. Tony Keys. He had people in his back pocket that said, no matter what, I'm with you. How many of you guys today have ride or die kind of people any of you guys have at least two people, no matter where you may be, they'll pull up to be there for you guys. You want to cultivate relationships like that. And not only do you want to cultivate relationships like that, it's all about nurturing those relationships also. Yesterday we did something that was pretty awesome. I've been going back and forth to Dubai. That's right, Dubai. And guys, I got something to show you right here. Let me say this, guys. Being the first American to receive this prestigious award. And guys, it is so heavy. Do you see this baby right here? It is all crystal. And not only am I so grateful for being able to receive this award, guys, it's just a point in my life that just says, what? How can we help others to receive their crystal? How can we help others to do more as well? Well, guys, that's something else that we're going to be bringing to the table. I am so grateful for others being able to recognize, when we do these milestones. And I'll say this, guys, it's not like we do it for, any type of awards or anything like that, guys. We would do this no matter what. And that's truly how we've been. But one of the greatest things I will say, guys, how are you preparing yourself to be that global impact? What are you doing in regard to really impacting, and embracing new lives, new relationships? So yesterday, what we wound up doing is having a call with all of those friends that I met there in Dubai. And it's so funny because we were about 8 hours apart, 8-hour difference. And, at first it was like, okay, we're waiting. Nobody was coming on. And then all of a sudden, oh my goodness, the call got full with so many different great energies, so many wonderful individuals from a public relations group of individuals, alongside with ladies that's living in the UK. In addition to that, some of the ladies were like, well, we would like to come to the United States. I said, well, we're coming back to Dubai. And they're like, we want to help you. Let us know exactly what we need to do so therefore we can provide you with another great experience. Guys, it's all about relationships. Somebody put that in the chat for me, please. It's so important to nurture these relationships. And not only is it so important to nurture these relationships, guys, cultural. If you come from a different culture from another person, learn about them. Guys, give yourself that ability to learn how they eat. Learn how, they sit around their table. See what some of the things that they do. I've been eating Ethiopian food, guys, and let me just share this with you. It's a little bit extra spicy, and me coming from New Orleans, I like spicy. However, my taste buds have shifted over the years. It's so funny how they have. But I'll say this, guys, I'm not afraid to embrace new opportunities. Please put that in the chat. Do not be afraid to embrace new opportunities. Now, you may have one of your friends that's like, girl, I don't know why you going over there. They don't like us. You can't wear those certain things. Most people that have never been anywhere, that's the conversation that they're going to roll out. But what you want to do, you got to protect your mind, guys. We talked about that mindset from the very beginning. Protect your mindset and embrace new experiences for yourself. You see, when the Breakfast with Champions decided that they were going to do their first major event right there in New York City, I went on and said, yes, I'm there. I sent a message over to Glenn because I was excited. It wasn't that I had to wait to see who was going to show up, who was going to pull up. I knew I needed to be there. How many of you guys do that? Before you go to an event, you first see, girl, are you going? I want to know if you're going to be there. What about yourself? Guys, you are a leader. And as a visionary leader, you cannot wait for somebody else to tell you what to do. You have to be the first one sometimes to step through those doors. And that's what happened with Dubai. Guys, I was the first African American. I was the first American to receive that prestigious award. I was the first. And you know what that did? Now that's going to definitely open up doors for other people to walk through. But I just want you to understand, guys, the importance of being a visionary leader, being a thought leader. Sometimes it takes just you doing it for yourself and just making it happen, And I'll say this last, but surely not least, as we are preparing for not only our, better version of ourselves, the time is about 5:20. I want you to know that you are living your best life right now, guys. This is the next level of thinking. And with these next level of thinking and these tools that I'm providing to you guys, remember this, it's important for you to collect more books, become a reader, because leaders, especially visionary leaders, they are truly readers, guys. How many of you guys currently right now are reading at least 3 or 4 books a month? Put 5 in the chat if you're reading at least 3 to 4 books a month. You know why? You gotta challenge yourselves, guys. You truly have to challenge yourselves. I share with the team, we're on 3 to 4 books right now. Next year, in 2024, we're reading a minimum of 5 books a month, guys. 5 books a month. You wanna make sure you put yourselves in networks that's gonna stretch you. That's going to stretch you. And not only stretch you, guys, when you're stretched, like one of my mentors said, you will not be able to go back to that normal state. How many of you guys are ready to be stretched? How many of you guys are ready to be stretched? You see, woo! I'm on fire right now because I've been stretching. And as we're preparing for our August the 17th to the 20th, that's going to be our 6th annual Power to Soar Leadership Conference. I'm getting ready to stretch I'm getting ready to stretch even more individuals to their greatness. I want to welcome you guys. Not only I want to introduce one of our thought leaders that's here with me live, Miss Dina. Miss Dina has been able to be stretched. I just want to add her to the program this morning. Miss Dina, when you first started with the GW3, you literally came in as a mentee, Dina. And I am so excited to see how you have evolved, you have grown, and now you are a chairwoman. Can everybody please put some yellow hearts in the chat for our very own Miss Dina? How are you doing, superstar?
I'm doing great this morning. How are you?
I am on fire. I'm telling you, girl, I'm on fire. And I didn't even have coffee. I had my empowered spray. Yes. So how do you feel, Dina? You have been with us for probably less than 2 months. As it stands right now, I've had the opportunity of meeting you right there in Florida, and you're going to be headed back here in Atlanta with us. But how has everything been for you? Please share.
Everything has been wonderful. I came into this group, the GW3, Global Society, in April, and it has catapulted my personality to measures that I didn't even know that I was going to be extended to. I've definitely been stretched, but I think it was a mindset for me. When I got that call from Queen Renee Knorr, who is my mentor, I was a little bit because I'm an introvert. So I was like, okay, I'm going to pray and then I'll see if I'll be willing to do what you're asking me to do. But once I decided to say yes to every opportunity that she has allowed me to have, then I was able to become the person who I am today, being able to be more confident with my speaking, knowing how to project my voice, being able to get up on the stage, being able to tell my story. All of it has impacted me so tremendously because I'm very comfortable with being in that curious lounge and being a listener. But boy, am I happy that I have grown from that place to now where I can be actively telling people my story and impacting the lives of others. I've even had the opportunity now to become a global ambassador of Africa, helping Africa go green. And, like I said, just becoming the person who I am in a greater way, becoming my best self. You can't buy that with money. When somebody who is a change agent, Queen Renee, ambassador, Queen Renee is definitely a change agent to so many people. She pours so much into so many people. I'm sure many people can attest. I'm just one of many, and I'm just so happy because I can never be the same, right? Once you've been stretched, you can never go back. And I can definitely attest to that, and so grateful for that because now I'm writing my own story. I'll be part of a book, writing with a collaboration with many other women there in the GW3 Global Society. So I'm excited to see what the future holds. I'm excited to be at our Power and Soar event that's coming up there in August. So, you like I said, money can't buy everything. Relationships are important because they help you grow. They help you to expand your way of thinking. They help you to expand your thought process. So I'm eternally grateful. Can't even say it enough. Thank you so much, Queen Renee, for providing me with the opportunity to grow and become my best self. Thank you.
Guys, can you all just go ahead on and blow up, not only, within the Breakfast with Champions, but let's do something special, even for her Instagram. As she already shared with you guys, she was like that introvert, and I will say this, when someone sees you, when someone calls your name and recognize you, that's everything. Sometimes you don't realize that you're saving others' lives as well. And I too can say I've been saved by the man, Mr. Glenn Lundy. I have no problem with saying that at all, Ms. Dina. But I'm sure others can say that other people have impacted their lives. It's been an honor and a joy just getting to know you. And I am looking forward to rolling out the red carpet and the green carpet for you come for the August 17th through the 20th event. And everyone knows I love loving on individuals. Well, one of the things I want to do before we close here, we're going to go back into the clubhouse. I just want to say, guys, if you haven't already connected with not only the GW3 Global Society, the Breakfast with Champions, let's make sure you do that, guys. We are communities that's built to last. It's not about temporary. We are here. We're here to help impact and change lives. That Sharon Ringo Foundation right there in Tanzania, it's like my heart and soul, and I cannot wait to embrace my arms around her. We're definitely going to be donating, right there. She's our nonprofit organization for the Power to Soul Leadership Conference. In addition to that, we're looking forward to seeing her back in Tanzania. Guys, change the way you look at things. When you change the way you look at things, when you stay consistent on your grind, nothing else can happen but change within itself. But you have to first make that change. Remember, I was a selfish person. I was a person that didn't want to give. Now I do more giving. Focus on how many people you are impacting, not because of the money, but because you're that person that wants to be not only the dream maker for someone else, but as I always would say, you are the most important person that can really impact the world. Why? Because God's given us all. It's the genius from within. The genius from within. You have that power. You have that strength. Now, don't be selfish. Don't just keep it for yourself. Let's make sure we go and fuel the world with great energy.
Yeah.
And oh my goodness, I'm so excited. So thank you for joining us here with the Breakfast with Champions live. And what we're going to do, we're going to go back into the clubhouse. It's about 5:29. We know for sure we always love to welcome the man himself, Mr. Glenn Lundy. However, this week he's on vacation. So we're looking so forward to hearing from Miss Heather. So again, guys, hold those shoulders back. Keep your head up. It's time for you to go and change the world. You're the change agent that we need to see. God has poured so much within you. So let's go do what we need to do. Let's go and impact and change lives. Remember, change starts with the man and the woman in the mirror. Thank you guys for joining us today. I'm Renee Knorr, the Global Women Wealth Warriors GW3 founder, but most importantly, the dream maker, helping others to reach their goals. Thank you again.
It's such a great honor to be able to raise funds for Living Beyond Breast Cancer organization.
Yes, thank you, Renee, very much for helping us to organize this event. It's for a beautiful cause, and it's always our pleasure to help people.